Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, so today I have a Seed Faith Homestead on today, and I wrote down their names, Linda and Russell. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. I thought I wrote it down while I was watching the videos. Welcome, Free Handling Maid. Free Handling Maid, I saw that she said she made friends with you guys earlier. She is actually my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Is she? Okay.
I watched her video earlier this year that you had posted when y'all did a live.
Yeah.
It was very
Oh,
good.
really? Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember, but I've slept a couple of times.
In January. It was back in January.
In January. I have also a coupon channel that just hit 500. I mean, not 500, 400 friends today. So I was pretty excited about that. It's kind of been bouncing between 385 and 403 or something. So I might wake up tomorrow and it might be gone. But
isn't that frustrating? It's so
frustrating. It is. My hardest milestone for Gail Southern Living was 200 because I kept bouncing between 185 and like 205. And I'd wait, and that was literally like a week or 2 weeks or maybe even longer.
That's where we're at.
I thought I would never, ever pass that. But eventually I did. And then I think after 500, it goes quickly. That's my opinion. When you get in the 800s and 900s, people start shouting you out a lot because they're trying to help you grow. So you'll see that. You'll grow really fast after 500. Welcome, Luann, Blackberry Rock Homestead. Welcome, Dragon's Fix. Welcome, Lori's World. If you are not friends with Seed Faith Homestead, I have their link pinned to the top of the chat. And so if you will go by and make friends with them, be sure to watch a video and put a comment. And any of the moderators that are in the chat, you are welcome to put up the links of my guests and of the other people that are in the chat right now. So, okay. I got my questions written down here. And if you guys have any questions for them in the chat as I'm talking, if you will put that in all caps so I'll see it a little bit better, and I'll try to keep, it goes really slow, and my phone is actually on about 12%, so it'll last a little while but not that long. But I mean, I don't need my phone for the chat.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about later because when I go on Alicia's, I'm pretty sure she's going to send me a link, and that I have on my phone, not on my laptop. I need to figure out how to get that email on this computer. That way because right now I don't have a
way to get to it.
My tripod. No, well, yeah, because the email on my phone is not the email that's on the computer. And without a tripod, I would literally just have to sit it somewhere to stay and get it lined up the right, where it would show the right. But on my laptop, I always do lives on my laptop, but I do my filming on my phone.
Yeah, we film on our phone too.
Can I give a disclaimer before we get started?
Sure.
If you hear yelling in the background, it's Leah, our daughter. She's on the autism spectrum, and she sometimes comes.
She might belt out something.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fine.
Ignore it.
Family Maid is an adult person with autism, and my nephew Z is on the spectrum, and also I worked as a paraprofessional at a school for 3 years with special education children. So I actually have some experience. Hello, Tony Montgomery. So I have some experience in that. I'm not doing it anymore because I got a work injury, but
I understand.
Yeah.
And I know the answer to some of these questions, obviously, because I was watching your videos all day. But what state are you guys in?
Alabama.
Born and raised.
Are you guys familiar with Homestead Aquarius?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Or
I'm not sure where in Alabama.
My Alabama Farm Life?
Yes. Mm-hmm. She's more western than we are, I think. I think she's central western and we're central eastern.
Yeah, see, I knew both those channels were in Alabama. Homestead Aquarius is real particular with his information, so I don't even know really where he's at.
I understand.
Which is fine because YouTube's a little crazy, so I understand that.
We probably should.
Should be, yeah.
Yeah, we probably should be, but we're not.
Well, we are
to a point.
To a point. Yeah.
I started my P.O. box near the beginning because I was watching some prepping channels, and I was watching that prepper princess go through what she was going through with that guy that showed up at her front door.
Oh.
So I got a little particular about showing the house and the house in the front in the daytime, and of course, having people send things to my house directly. So I got my P.O. box like a long time ago, but I use it also for couponing. So it has like a dual purpose.
That's good.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been gardening?
We started, probably 3 years.
We moved a couple of, we had a garden home a couple of years ago, and we decided to build some beds in the back, and we started then, and then
very
containers.
Small beds, We had some okra and tomatoes and just a very small crop.
Yeah. But she loves it. She loves it.
Yeah, just a few things in the garden home. But yeah, it was fun.
I've never seen anyone get as excited as when something starts to come up out of the ground.
I do. I love it. I love to see that. To put a seed in the ground and see it grow. I love that. I do.
I've always pretty much played it safe with gardening, just the things that were easy to grow in Texas. But then this last year, I joined a gardening collaboration called Shed Wars.
Yeah.
And so I started to expand. Plus, I had all these seeds. And then I started on garden beds. And I actually prefer garden beds because there's a lot less weeds. And then I also bought a couple of those raised planters that are up off the ground. And I have one of them that I used for strawberries, and I used about half of it for something else because it was on the first year. But they said by next year it should take over that whole thing. And then the other one I had like carrots and lettuce and radishes in that one. And then I had some long raised beds that my husband built, and then a lot of like pots and stuff. So, but I think next year I'm not going to do any in-ground gardening at all. It's all going to be raised bed or pots.
That's us. It's all raised bed.
The weeds is just, it's crazy.
It's our back. We both have back issues, and it makes it tough.
Yeah, me too. With that injury, somebody, a kid pulled on my neck and pulled forward with her body weight, and so it messed up my neck, but it also threw out of whack my back. So I have a lot more problems with my back now since that injury. So makes it hard for me to work now. So I'm kind of a stay-at-home wife now. So
sure. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to grow?
Favorite thing? Well, just this fall, we said it like 3 years, but they were a small amount of crops. So we're kind of learning and getting more and more crops as we go. And so this fall, I just planted for the first time some cabbage. And it's gotten really huge.
You planted cabbage and lettuce and kale.
Yeah, but it was on a small scale. These cabbages have grown really, really large. And so I've enjoyed watching those grow. I'm very proud and excited over those. So
I'm actually going to start kale on my front porch because it actually grew better on the front porch with the cement than it did in the backyard on the ground. Because I was growing it in the Miracle Grow bag, I was just trying it from a video. And the first year I did it on the front porch, and it grew great all through the winter. I was harvesting kale, even when it snowed on top of it. Then when the gardening thing started, the Shed Wars and everything, I moved it to the back, or I started one in the backyard. That one didn't do well at all. So it prefers that warmth or something of that cement. So I'm about to start a new one on the front porch. So we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah.
You talking about kale? She made a chicken casserole tonight, and I said she dehydrated a bunch of kale, and so she's got it all crumbled up. And I said, I looked at it, I was like, you got kale all over this, don't you? So she knows I won't eat it if it's not done like that.
Yeah.
I remember that video where you said she was sneaking it in your pancakes and different things.
I learned about it now.
You can't taste
I
it.
actually have a good salad that I make with it. It's oh, what's it called? Cracker Barrel. It's a Cracker Barrel copycat recipe. I never liked Brussels sprouts or kale much. Well, I didn't really know that much about kale, but I never really liked Brussels sprouts. And because it's cooked and it looks mushy, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So we were at Cracker Barrel, and my husband tried this salad, and it was and it looked kind of like coleslaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what was in it, or I probably wouldn't even tried it. But anyway, I wanted to try it, and it was so good and sweet. And so I came home and I started Googling it, and you can almost find anything on the internet, seriously. So I Googled it, I found the copycat recipe, and it actually tastes like that.
Really?
And it's just like, I have a food processor, so I put the kale through it. I put the Brussels sprouts through it raw, of course. And then you add, it's either walnuts or pecans and like dried cranberries. And then there's like this sauce that you put in it that makes it, kind of sweet, kind of sweet, sour kind of, but it's really, really good. And I love it, which she would love, but she would hate it probably.
So
But anyway,
what you're saying, the sweet covers up the taste of the kale is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Well, in my case, it wasn't the kale, it was the Brussels sprout. But in your case, yeah, it would be the kale because the cranberries have sweet and then the sauce has sweet. Because I think you put like maple syrup, agave syrup. There's several different choices of sweetener that you can put in it, which at the time I was trying to make it healthy. So I'm thinking I put like agave syrup or something, agave or however you say that.
Yeah.
Is there something in your garden that you grew this year or in previous years that you're like, I'm not growing that again?
Her biggest failure so far, I should say our, but she does most of the garden. But your peas and stuff have not done, or beans have not done anything.
Yeah, they're not working. I'm going to keep trying though. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know, but I'm going to keep trying on those. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I would not grow. Do you know?
I do not. We hadn't reached that point yet.
No,
you're not far enough along to.
Yeah, I think everything.
I just noticed with black-eyed peas and stuff like that, you have to grow so much to actually get enough to cook.
I got that 2 pots.
That I decided, I'm not doing that anymore. So I actually have some seeds, which I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig all those out and I'm going to make a video and I'm going to try to find somebody I could send them to, because there's got to be somebody out here in the gardening community that could appreciate those and grow those. I think I even have some that are like a pretty good brand, like that someone had sent me.
Yeah.
Like a nice, good brand, but I'd already decided I wasn't growing that again. So
I got to try that again.
Yeah. Someone just sent me, hello, Marcia. Marsha.
That's my sister-in-law.
Oh, your sister-in-law. Okay.
Yes.
How do you say the name, Marsha? Is it Marsha?
Mm-hmm.
Marsha, and she can grow anything.
Really?
She's an inspiration for us a lot of times.
She's a fantastic gardener. Yes.
Yeah, I learned from my dad.
She's our biggest fan too. She watches all our stuff. So
yes,
I watched a lot of Shed Wars videos when I was gonna join in Shed Wars, and I pretty much about this time last year, I was already starting to prep my beds for the next year. The ones that were done, I had started putting the chicken manure in them because that has to sit for so many months. But I noticed the areas that I prepped this far ahead of time and continued to add stuff to all year, those things grew like crazy as opposed to the other things that didn't grow as well. So definitely proves that putting in the time actually works. Do you guys have any plans for anything you're going to do in your garden this year, for next year?
Yeah, she got the new 2022 seed catalog just this Friday, and she's already
from Baker Creek.
She's already started the list of things that she's wanting.
Picking out some things. I know I want strawberries. I want to try it.
Yeah, this is my first year with strawberries. I only got like a couple this year, but they'll be, I'll be overwintering them. So hopefully I'll have a good crop next year, and they're up off the ground. So hopefully that'll keep things from eating them.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to do that.
Jay. Hi, Vineyard Chicks.
Do what?
I was saying hello to IMJ and the Vineyard Chicks.
Sorry. I also want to do some grapes. I want to attempt.
I would love to do grapes. I would love to do grapes.
Let's see how that goes.
I want to try to get some trellises built
Mm-hmm.
to where my tomatoes won't fall over, and something stable for my loofah to grow on, because I think with my thing broke, and so my loofah was just trying to grow on the zinnias, which weren't really tall enough, and I don't think they did well because of that. So I want to put a very specific area for the loofahs next year and be sure that the trellis is nice and stable.
Yes, I do want to try loofahs too. So that's another thing I want to give a try.
Yeah, I do too. It looks so cool. Like I watched a video, Simply Jan Homestead did a Marco Polo with me earlier, and she was showing me her different loofah, and I just have one, and it wasn't even big enough, and I couldn't even get it to feel right. And I was going to put it to the side and try again later. And finally I just got mad and threw it away because I couldn't get it. But I'm thinking it's probably because it wasn't properly grown, or something.
Yeah.
I saw in a video that you guys were planning on doing some winter gardening.
It is in our garage. It is in our garage right now under LED lights, and it's doing well. She's got several spinach plants that have come up, some Swiss chard, lettuce, of course.
Lettuce. Yeah.
What was the other one that was in the? It was a type of cabbage, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Oh, Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah,
the little Brussels sprouts.
Your favorite.
Yeah,
Brussels sprout.
Yeah. Well, now I would appreciate them because I could grind them up and put them in my salad. See,
there you go.
Because now I have to buy them, but if I had them, I could just, I wouldn't be eating them by themselves. But
we're also doing.
Once in a while, I buy those little frozen packages for my husband, and I heat it up in the microwave, and then I'm just walking around like this,
I like them like roasted in the oven. So
maybe I just haven't had them cooked right.
Yeah,
they always look like they're all mushy. I'm like, ugh. But they were okay, raw, mixed in with all that other stuff.
Chopped up.
And she's also growing 2 different types of clover for the chickens and the pigs. They love clover, so she's got a couple of pans to be able to take out and just drop out there and let them eat, because it'll be gone in just minutes. But
my thought is I'm just going to put the whole pan in there, because they're in a covered run, and so I'm just going to sit the pan of clover in the run and let them scratch in it and eat the clover. So
is clover something that just like grows in your yard, or did you actually plant that?
No, it actually does grow in our yard. Wild clover.
I need to know. I need to know how to identify that so I can pull it out for my chickens.
Yeah.
But we do pull grass. Like if he's mowing the lawn, I'll go through and scoop up. I'll get a bucket and go around, scoop it out, and throw it in there for him. So I do that.
Yeah.
So I watched a video today where you guys were doing lotion bars. Is that different from soap, or?
No, it's actually lotion. It's just in a bar form, so it's just easy to carry. And when it dries, it hardens in the form of a bar. But it's just lotion. You rub it on your skin.
Do you get it wet when you rub it on like soap? Or
the heat from your hand will actually melt it enough, just enough, and you just rub it in. It makes your hands so soft.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, ooh, I want to try that. That was really cool.
And you can put whatever smell you want.
Whatever scent, or leave it unscented. A lot of people don't like scents, so you could do it either way.
I'm in particular because I have like sensitive skin, so I've had people send me like lavender things. Like I got a whole box of these like homemade soaps and stuff, and I'm gonna get to keep the goat's milk ones, but I had to give the lavender stuff away. Yeah, and but I got the goat. I am anxious to try the goat's milk though, because I bet that would be good. But I do want to try making soap, because I'm guessing that's kind of in the soap category.
Yeah, I would think so. I would like to try and make some soap too. I have not done that yet.
Yep, I think the Blackberry Rock Homestead, I think she wants to make soap as well. She used to make it and she wants to make it again. Do you guys sell your lotion bars or you just make them for yourself?
She just made them for me.
Just for us.
Would like to get to that point, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot involved to sell things like that with insurance and all, and we don't have haven't done all the research on that yet. But
yeah, there's a lot of people with Etsy shops and stuff now. So
yeah.
I don't have any desire at this point to do it, but there's a lot of people who do it, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What kind of hobbies do you guys have other than, your basic gardening, homesteading type stuff, like crochet, sewing, collecting?
Crochet.
Crochet. You do crochet?
Yeah.
she crochets.
I want to learn.
Do what?
I want to learn how to crochet, but I don't know at this point. I just started following a lot of crochet channels from my coupon channel. Yeah. And I've been watching them, and it looks so easy when they do it, but I don't know if I could learn that from a video.
Oh, you could. I just learned last year, and that's how I learned was from YouTube videos. That's how I learned to do it. And so,
look at all that. What would be the basic hook that you would buy for crocheting? Like if you were just going to start out, could you just pick something up at Walmart?
Yes, you definitely could, but you would just pick out your yarn first, and then on the yarn, it tells you what size hook to use.
Oh, so there's different size hooks for different yarn. Oh, see, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay, so if I won some yarn in a giveaway, I would go buy the hook that went with that size. Okay.
Right. Yeah. But I would just find easy patterns on YouTube and just keep pausing it until I got that stitch, and then hit play, and then rewind it and pause it.
Yeah, I might have to try that. There's a lady on there, and I can't remember her channel name, but they said she's blind and she does it. And I thought maybe I could follow her because maybe she's going slower, or maybe I don't know. Maybe she goes really fast. I don't know, but I need to find somebody that's slow, really slow.
Now, Linda had
rewind.
Right.
I was going to say, Linda had to deal. She's left-handed, and so most of these channels do it right-handed. So she had to learn how to do it. So
you did learn from videos?
I did.
That's all she did.
I did.
Oh, okay.
It didn't take her long either.
Do you guys follow Garden State Gardener?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because he gives away crochet items, cross stitch items, gardening items, and seeds. Matter of fact, this Wednesday he's doing a grow light giveaway. So, like some fancy grow lights, fancier than mine. But I love mine. I absolutely love mine. Yeah. I got mine from the Vineyard Chicks, and I'm about to start some indoor growing of my own. So that's on my to-do list for the next thing I need.
The biggest thing is just keeping the temperature. Ours is out in the garage there, and trying to keep it above 60, but not too hot out there, because the garage can get cold sometimes. So you have to kind of watch the fluctuation of the temperature if you're going to grow indoors. Yeah,
last year I didn't use it for growing. I just used it for seed starting. Yeah. And I had a greenhouse, a simple plain greenhouse, and it blew away with some kind of winds that we had here. And so I had to pull as much as I could inside under those grow lights. So those grow lights saved a lot of my tomatoes and different plants. So, and then some things I left outside, and, I had to basically make up my mind. And of course, some things got knocked on the ground and were just totally messed up. But yeah, a lot of my tomatoes started great under that grow light. So it did a really good job, I think.
And Freehandly Made, she did say you're better off getting a set of hooks instead of just buying it one at a time. And that's true. Yeah, if you buy a set of
that way you have it for whatever comes. Maybe I could put that on my Amazon wish list.
Yeah.
Just pick out a set that comes with the basic sizes.
That's right.
Do you guys have plans for Thanksgiving?
Yes, our plans are a little different this year. We're actually going to meet with all the family on Friday. I've got 2 brothers and a sister, and of course we got some nieces and youngins, nieces and nephews. Great, yeah. So we're looking forward to all getting together on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to do either Friday or Saturday because my sister's coming up she's in Texas. Sorry. She's a few hours away. Mm-hmm. But she's either coming Friday or Saturday. So, sorry, my allergies have been bad. So Thanksgiving, I think we're going to actually get out our Christmas stuff and maybe put the tree up.
Oh, yeah.
My sister.
Because the girls will be here. We have the girls 3 weekends out of the month, and then they're with their mom the other weekend. So we have them for Thanksgiving. So we thought maybe we would just go ahead and put up the tree since they're going to be with us.
Yeah.
So
good.
I think we're ready to probably do that.
I'm ready.
Because since we're not celebrating on the day of, we might as well put the tree up is the way I see it.
Well, my sister put hers up today, and it was beautiful. She sent us a picture.
There's people everywhere that already have the tree up.
I know.
Let's see. I watched a video about eating for your health.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I don't know if it's too personal or not, but
no.
Yeah. What particular thing are you eating for?
Well, I deal with psoriatic arthritis, and I got another autoimmune disease called Sjogren's. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it takes the moisture out of your mouth and your eyes. And it drives you crazy, especially as a minister when you're trying to talk and your mouth's getting all dry.
You're a minister? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
I knew I saw something about faith on your channel, but I wasn't sure.
Yes, Seed Faith Homestead.
Faith. Well, I did think of that today when I was, I write the name at the top. Usually I print it off my computer, but my computer, something's going on with my printer. So I had been printing my questions off. So today I just started fresh with a piece of paper and wrote them all down. Hello, Chris's Clever Craft. Welcome in.
But so many foods cause inflammation. And the stuff I like to eat. So, which
is bread one of them?
Oh yeah, bread's one. Anything with sugar in it causes it. Dairy products will cause inflammation. So, had to really try to change what I eat because we've tried several different medications. You may have heard of Fumaricin commercials for that, and Enbrel for psoriatic arthritis, and there's all kind of different ones. I've tried about 9 of them, and none of them have really worked for me. So I figured, well, one thing I can control is what I take in, and so I tried to make some changes in that matter.
Yeah, I need to go back to. I was doing the Plant Paradox diet. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
Oh, have you?
I have.
I was doing that one for a while, and then I did it really well, and I was losing weight. Everything was going good, and then the Christmas holidays hit, and I gave myself a few days of leeway, and it just was.
It's so hard.
And I tried again, and it was really hard, and I was really stressed out. I am blaming it on that, but yeah. So now I need to restart, but I still have some of the stuff like the flours and stuff that I was using, almond flour, coconut flour. What else was I using? Just the different stuff like that where you were trying not to have that. I was making my own taco seasoning so that I didn't have that potato starch in it, and I was buying the grass-fed beef and everything so that you're not getting all that processed chemical filler, whatever they're putting in our stuff now, which I'm beginning to wonder if eating out is even more unhealthy than we know, because when I was visiting my sister, on the way up there, we just had a sandwich, but on the way back, we just wanted to do something easy. So we just decided we were going to eat at Jack in the Box. So I decided, a hamburger sounds good. So I ordered a hamburger, And I'm all excited, and I get back to my chair and I sit down and I start to eat it, and I'm like, this is not beef.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I took 2 more bites, and I was like, no, this is not beef. I've been eating beef my whole life. This is not beef. I asked my mom, what do you think I should do? Complain? Okay.
Yeah.
So I walked up to the register with it in my hand, and I said, I don't know what this is, but this is not beef. And I don't want this. And I handed it to them, and they said, do you want something else? So then I asked for chicken.
Yeah.
And actually the chicken sandwich really wasn't that good either. And my mom's chicken strips or whatever she had wasn't good either. So do not eat at Jack in the Box. It is not good. And I know that they're for sure their beef is not real. I don't know. That started to make me wonder about their chicken as well. So
and
I don't think we have those here.
No. But once you eat real food, and you go back to eating something like fast food, it'll make you sick. I mean, it just don't. Yeah. Like you said, it doesn't taste right.
We actually don't eat out a lot. Like that's not something we normally do. We normally eat at home. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Robert. Homestead Aquarius, Yogi Hala Farm. Welcome in. But yeah, that made me wonder even more. I was like, well, I mean, I've had like a local burger here in town, and you could tell what they have in their meat is still real beef. I'm like,
yeah,
I grew up on beef. I know what it tastes like. I know the difference between beef and deer meat. And I mean,
right.
I don't eat it that often, but I know what it tastes like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Surely they've heard that before.
Yeah, we got some grass-fed beef last year and this year. And you can tell a difference when you're eating that fresh.
Yeah, I buy it like a pound of it, because we don't really have anywhere to buy it like you're talking about in bulk. But so I'll just cut it in half and then put half, because there's only 2 of us normally, unless the girls are here. I'll just put it in the freezer in halves, and we'll just eat half because we don't need all that much anyway. If you're making tacos, actually, there's even a little bit left if you're making tacos or something else. There's usually like a little bit of it left. So anyway, so that's a perfect size for us. How big is your property that you're on?
We have 5.5 acres, and it's all pretty much grass. There's not a whole lot of trees, so it's pretty open. We're kind of on top of a hill, and but it's not too. Is it
kind of country? Are you spread out from neighbors and stuff?
There's not neighbors really close.
Yeah.
The only thing is we're on a major highway. It's a 4-lane, divided 4 lanes. So there's a lot of traffic going up and down the road, but you can't really hear it up here this much. And there's no restrictions up here. We're in the county part of it, so there's no city ordinances or stuff. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Because we used to live in a garden home back when we first started doing some gardening. Well, you hear from the HOA all the time.
Yeah. All kinds of restrictions there, but
so it's nice.
We're not in a small town, so there's not as many restrictions if you were in a town, you wouldn't be able to take your water that you wash your clothes with and run it into, say, a flower bed or whatever. You wouldn't be able to do that, but you can do that here.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the water that was running into where the zinnias and the loofah, since they're not edible things, was the wash water, which I could even do it into the foods that you eat because I make my own soap and it's really mild because, like I said, I have sensitive skin.
Yeah.
So for a while there, we did have it going into the garden, but most recently we don't.
Hey, Leah, come here. Say hello.
Say hi.
This is Leah. She walked right here. You come in between us. Just say hello.
Hi.
Look at the camera.
Look at him right here. Look at that green dot.
Say hi.
Well,
smile. She wanted to see what was going on. And this is Sweetie. One of our 2 dogs.
Oh, cute. What kind of dog?
When I was a kid, we called it a mutt, but it's a mix between a poodle and a Pomeranian. Pomeranian, so it's a
I was
Pomeranian.
going to say it looked like it had poodle because
Yeah, she's
my
a very
childhood
feminine
dog
dog.
was a white poodle, an off-white colored poodle. So I was going to say it looked kind of like a poodle.
Yeah.
She is a very feminine dog.
Mm-hmm.
Very sweet. Well, we've got another dog that's part Shih Tzu and Coton Tallur. Is that how you say it?
I don't know how to say
Anyway,
it.
she is female, but you would think it was a male dog the way she acts.
Yeah, she's rough.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pretty much have cats, but we do have chickens in the backyard.
Do you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have 11 chickens left. We had 4. Hello, Peter Dale. We had 4 that got killed by raccoons this year in the past few months. So I've had a little bit of a rough year between my sister getting diagnosed with cancer and then losing 4 chickens to raccoons. And today I went to go leave and I heard a raccoon. So I went over to the side of the yard because it makes a specific noise. So during the day, and I went over to the side of the house, and I know it had to have been a raccoon because our outside cat, the stray, her name is Daisy, was treed. She was up in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went in the backyard, and our cat Miley, which we had to put out there because she started having potty issues, she seemed okay, but you could tell the chickens were on edge, but they were okay, and I didn't see any digging spots. And I asked my husband if he had the trap set, and he said yes. So we bought a trap this year, after that happened, and we've caught 3 raccoons and 2 skunks.
Wow.
Since this happened, yeah.
Wow.
So I had 2 brand new chickens that I just bought. Both of them were killed, and then one of the first 6 was killed, and one from the second 6 was killed, and the last new one. So 4 were killed.
Did they like get in your coop or to get the chickens, or were they
yes,
free?
There was a hole maybe this big.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gone years. We've had them for years now.
Yeah.
And I used that little area. It's like there's a wooden part, and then he connected a dog kennel to it, and then covered the top of it with chicken wire, and then he had it buried. Hello, Indiana Backyard Gardener. He had the chicken wire buried underneath where it couldn't dig all the way around. I mean, everything was secure, but that one little hole, right? In years, literally, even before we had the fence put up, no predator problems at all. We saw a cat occasionally. But then that one little hole, that raccoon crawled in there, and the first thing he did was he got one of those those smaller chickens. At the time, I had them separated, and so it killed one of the newest ones, which were already laying, but they were the young.
Right.
And we just thought maybe she was egg bound because she was just laying there dead. And then and then I got the diagnosis about my sister, that they said my sister had cancer. And then literally the day after that, I found out 3 of my chickens were killed, and they were brutally killed.
Oh, yeah. I've heard raccoons are bad when they kill them.
One of them, you could see feathers, but there was no body at all. So I don't even know what happened there. Like, I kind of wonder if maybe like she didn't get out. But we know for sure it was raccoons because we caught them, But yeah, we caught, like I say, 3 raccoons and 2 skunks.
Wow. So, we have not yet seen any predators.
Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord. But I know we have hawks around here. So that's one of my fears on why we don't let the chickens free range right now because of the hawks. But we haven't seen anything else yet.
Yeah, I hope you don't have that problem. We didn't have any problems for years. I mean, occasionally there would be a dog standing there because we didn't have a fence until last year before the gardening started. There were other people's dogs were digging in our garden beds before anything was planted. So we put up the fence, and So these are crawling over. We thought we were going to catch a whole family, but we've already caught 3 adults.
Wow.
We haven't even got into babies yet.
Yeah.
And then 2 skunks,
Hmm.
who I don't know if they. I'm guessing would they eat chickens? I don't even know, but I know for sure the raccoon.
I remember a video from Walker Family Farm where they have a skunk under their chicken coop. It is so funny. If you get a chance to watch it.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
They dispose of it.
I don't know if they kill chickens or not.
But that's where
I don't know. I haven't looked that up. I don't know if they do or not. But every time we catch them, you know, we're not country, but he'll take them off, you know, to let them go. Except for the one who actually killed the chickens. That one is no longer with us.
Yeah.
The rest of them are freely
relocated.
messing with someone else at this point.
Right.
But yeah, Mama was mad. He asked me, he said, "What do you want to do about this raccoon?" And I said, "I want it gone because it killed my babies."
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
yeah, and that's not like me. I'm a very gentle person, but I mean, I was crying because I've had all those chickens since they were babies. I mean, all of them. And 2 of them were still young. They had just started laying.
Oh.
So I was like,
yeah, Linda's very attached to our chickens. She would not be happy.
I am.
you wouldn't think you would be, but you are.
I know, I really didn't.
But we got a rooster last year or earlier this year. I'm not sure it was last year or earlier this year. So I think what we're going to do next is, since we're down 4 chickens now, we're going to just try to incubate our own eggs.
Yeah.
And maybe try to do another 6.
Yeah.
Then I guess we'll put that up for a while and see how everything goes. But it's funny. One of the chickens that it killed was Tweety, and she was the most ornery chicken of them all. I'm just shocked. But we noticed the one of them after that had a problem with her eye.
Yeah.
And it was like that white coating over, and she just kept having a problem with her eye. And I was like, well, is it bullying? And then he's like, no, I watched him. It's not that. And which is like, is it an infection? I was putting the apple cider vinegar or whatever. We think that during the raccoon attack, he maybe went for her, but didn't get her.
Yeah.
And her eye, you know, maybe she was up on the top perch and he reached in onto her, or somehow he reached at her and he got the eye, and we didn't realize it till later. But literally, I don't want to go into the graphic detail because it's gross, but I didn't deal with it because I'm not good with blood and guts. But anyway, she's basically has no eye now. One of my chickens has no eye, so it's sad.
Sorry about that.
Huh? Poor
Leo
chicken.
was asking a question.
It's okay. Okay, go over there and plug it in.
Isn't that sad? But I know this has happened to other people. Indiana Backyard Gardener had some trouble with her bunnies, and I know there's other people who had to deal with stuff like that
It's
too.
part of homesteading, unfortunately.
It is, yeah. Definitely. Okay, I'm gonna. What kind of animals do you have on your homestead?
Right now, we have the 2 pigs, the 2 cooney pigs, and then the 3 chickens. And we're wanting the first of spring to get some meat birds, get us a chicken tractor, and get those started. And definitely want to get some more chickens. Looking at expanding our chicken flock.
Yeah.
So we've talked about, we used to do quail a couple of years ago. We got out of those. We moved over here, and we've talked about maybe going back to the quail. So don't know. Gonna wait till springtime before we do anything, though. I think you froze up.
Think you're frozen.
You know, to supplement the meat thing in case the world continues to go in a bad direction.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking either rabbits or quail.
Quail is
For the
very
amount of space that we have, but I actually want to be able to try the quail and try the rabbit before I decide that.
the
Right,
rabbit
you know.
meat. I mean, the quail meat
Because
is
with the
dark.
prices going up like they are, we may need to start to grow our own meat, even if we live in the type of neighborhood that we live in. Hello,
Sure.
Garden State Gardener.
What I was saying is the quail meat is dark meat. If you like dark meat chicken, it
I
is.
do. Well, I like the thigh of the chicken.
Well, it is the breast is about all you're going to really get off of a quail. A lot of people, well, some people take the legs as well, but they're so small. So the breast is really about the only meat you're going to get off of it. But it's like eating dark meat chicken.
Dark meat chicken. I actually like the dark meat chicken, and actually, I think the dark meat chicken gives things more flavor, like chicken and rice, or chicken and dumplings, or King Ranch chicken, or anything you're making with chicken. I think dark meat chicken gives it better flavor than white
Now,
meat
there's a thing with quail. There's very filling. There's a reason if you follow the Bible much in the Old Testament why God sent the Israelites quail to eat when they were wanting meat so much that it's so filling on your stomach. That's why they were sick of it so quickly because you can't eat a whole lot of it at one time. It is very, very filling. So I always thought that was interesting. I found that out.
It's a good thing. I guess you don't eat as much.
Yeah, that's why God.
Yeah. Hi, Wendy Hardneck. I'm thinking, are you Wendy Hardneck? Are you Hardneck Farms, Wendy? I was just wondering. I don't know if she's asking about quail or
with the
like
quail.
you already said the pigs were cootie because she's asking what breeds do you have?
Chicken.
Yeah, with the quail it was the Crocheting Japanese breed. They're a larger one, but with the chickens, it's we've got one barred rock and two Buff Orpingtons.
Yeah.
And big birds.
Yeah, I know.
Very sweet.
I watched a video today where she was showing the one of the Buff Orpingtons, and the Buff Orpington looked exactly like Rusty.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, Rusty.
Oh.
And they're so soft. I did not realize their feathers were as soft as they are if you sit there holding them. And
she was my first Buff Orpington.
Oh.
Now the other one has a totally different demeanor. She does not want to be held. She runs, but that one that she was holding wants you to hold her. She's very sweet.
She likes to be held.
I have well, I'm trying to remember if I know the numbers, but I have Barred Rocks, Isa Browns. I have one Rhode Island Red left. I have two Astrolorps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I have a pretty good mix.
I would like to have some Sussex.
Sussex, yeah. And
Sussex.
she also wants some silkies.
And yeah, I would like some silkies too.
One of the two Astrolorps one of them's an Astrolorp for sure. The other one might be a Sussex. Because I was, Tractor Supply.
Yeah. Well,
You just don't know.
you just don't know. Yeah.
I look at them, and this is the weirdest thing ever, but I actually try to find them to look different so I can identify them. I know that sounds really weird, but I want to be able to identify my chickens, which people think is really weird. But even though we have 3 Barred Rocks, the little short one is Poppy. She's of the original bunch. Then we got 2 more in the next set that we got, and that was Oreo is whiter.
Yeah.
A whiter one, and then Fern has more of the black. So
Yeah.
all of them look totally different.
Right.
You would
They're all
think
females?
Huh?
They're all hens? They're all females?
I have one rooster. His name is Fabio. He
Oh.
has a long flowing whatever, and I thought I'm naming him Fabio.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's good.
That just seemed like the proper name for him. Somebody gave him to us, and I think he had a different name. But
We are big about naming
Yeah.
animals. It's
you're
funny.
not, or you are.
We are.
We
And,
are.
Okay, I mean,
Leah helps us. She named the pigs. Leah did. And the dog, she named the dogs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
a lot of people don't do that, especially if you're going to process them later on. But we name ours. We treat them.
There's a lot of, I mean, I know you said you're getting meat birds or whatever, and there's lots of channels that do that. Hello, Freddie, Farm and HVAC. I don't want to eat my chickens.
Yeah.
I want to eat these, not the layers. Yeah.
If the world goes in a crazy manner,
sure. Yeah.
I'm prepared to eat them if I need to. I'm not that much of a sissy. Okay. I was grown up with processing deer meat literally on the kitchen table. Dad was stringing it up in the tree and cutting it and bringing it in these slabs, and we were slicing it and sending it through the grinder and packaging. Like, there was a family of 6 and we all had a job, and we had to process that deer in one night. Wow. So we all did it, and we all knew how to do it. And I haven't done it in years, but I got
well, Linda will not be involved in any processing. I can tell you now. She will not be helping.
No.
I'm pretty tender-hearted, and my brother said after I shot my first deer, he said, "You're going to be so hooked, you're going to want to go and go and go." No. I'm a softie, and I didn't like the smell of blood or death or whatever you want to call that. But I was literally holding the leg mortified the whole entire time.
Yeah.
But my brother is a taxidermist. So we did actually, he did actually, do the thing, and I have it hanging on the wall. But that is my one and only deer. It is my pride and joy, but it's the only one. And I don't know if I'll go back, but yeah. So
the older I get, the more I'd rather look at them as far as deer and stuff.
I prefer to get a doe, really.
Yeah.
Because doe tastes better. It's not so gamey. So that's my opinion. I'm a softie and a vegan.
Well, that makes a big difference.
I'm not a vegan. No, I'm reading a comment. That's not
me.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about you.
No, not me. No.
I think stay from Texas. Okay.
I eat chicken, beef, pork, pretty much any kind of meat. Let's see. I'm trying to think of let's see. How long have you had your YouTube channel?
Since June the 15th of this year. No, yes, June 15th this year. So just a couple of months, not long.
Not too long.
Yeah, not too long. Not bad. Not bad. What was the first YouTube channel that you watched, if you can remember?
Do you remember?
I think so. Go ahead.
It was Arms Family.
Yeah, that's what it was. Arms Family.
Yeah, that's the first one I watched.
Do you guys follow Chicken Johnny?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Chicken Johnny is a minister as well.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And he is in our gardening community, and he has some preaching videos as well.
Okay.
I think you guys might enjoy Chicken Johnny.
Yeah, we'll check him out.
Chicken Johnny. And I forgot what state he's in, but he's a good guy.
Now, as far as channels, we watch a lot of. We don't watch that many large channels like we used to.
Yeah, we watch a lot of the community that we're in. You and lots of others. So
yeah, that's what I do. I try to support the smaller channels and
and learn a lot
shout outs. And I have the bells.
She froze.
But she's making a point, though.
Yeah.
Am I here now?
You're kind of going in and out.
Why did you guys start a YouTube channel?
It's almost coming in. You have to love the internet. There you are.
She's gone. Maybe she'll be back. What can we talk about?
I don't think we're on. So,
Yeah, we are.
well, all right. If it's just us two right here, and you can still hear us,
Again.
I'll tell you. Oh, yeah, it is still ticking. I'll tell you how I met Linda, my wife. I always thought this is a cool story. I met her on a cruise ship. Found out on the cruise ship that she lived 10 miles away from where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in 1987.
Yes.
And so
got married in 1989.
Married in 1989. And
we have a question from Garden State Gardener. How many tomato plants do you have usually during a year?
not enough.
Not enough. That's the one thing I am learning the more we garden is that we're not planting enough of anything. So we had probably
6.
No, not that many.
Five,
About 4.
6,
Yeah,
4.
4 or 5 was all that we had this year.
This next spring, I want to plant. I love okra. I want to plant a good bit of okra so we can actually eat the okra that we grow.
Yes.
Love fried okra.
Yeah. And we planted a lot of those in just containers. And now we have added some raised beds that we'll be able to utilize. So we should hopefully be able to plant a lot more this year. So I'm excited.
Yes.
But
any other questions?
No, they were saying how cool about us meeting.
Yes.
Small world.
Yes, it was. And
yes, we can see the chat, Free Hanley.
What's so funny is I tell people I had to go out of the country to meet my wife. And now Leah, our daughter, we adopted her in 2003. And she's from Azerbaijan. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of that country. It's above Iran, below Georgia of the Soviet Union, what used to be the Soviet Union there. And we got her when she was 2.5. So I had to actually leave the country to get my wife and my daughter. But God's good, and it's been a good marriage.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: well, we're waiting. The secret to having a good marriage, and I know you guys know this, but is to communicate. Me and Linda talk about everything. We joke about a lot of things. Have a good sense of humor. I see she wanted to look like me tonight, so kind of put on the same colors I got on.
Right.
And she does not pick up my clothes.
Blackberry Rock Homestead said, have we had any drought this year?
You know, in Alabama, it has rained a lot this year. We have droughts out during the summer sometimes, but the last couple of years have been very wet for Alabama. Been hot too, but it's not. We hadn't had a drought in several years, thank goodness. When we have one, it really gets hot here.
Yeah.
So all the lakes have been full.
Wendy Hartnack said, God is amazing.
Amen
yes,
to
he
that.
is.
That's what drives us.
He takes care of us always.
Yes. I've been in the ministry since 98. But before that, when I was a teenager, I played with a group of guys. They were older than me. I played keyboards, and we did all original music, and we got to minister across the Southeast, and got to do a lot of drug centers and prisons. And I got to learn a lot about how to minister to the world. And I wouldn't change anything for how God's brought us through all of that.
Indiana Backyard Gardener said he's an awesome provider.
Amen to that. I agree with that. And I know everybody doesn't believe in Jesus Christ or believe that in God, and everybody's got that same choice to make. But for me in my life, and I know I speak for Linda as well, we couldn't make it without him. We've had too many interventions on his part. When things should be hard, they actually go smooth. Even with all the health issues that I have, it seems a common phrase for doctors to tell me is, "Oh, we've never seen this before." That's like, really? That's what you're going to tell me? But it's all good. I've learned to say that no matter what, because God's in control. And so I don't sweat those things. We just keep going forward. And as long as I got breath, I'm going to share Jesus.
That's right. Hey, Boots and Bounty Homestead. And Indiana Backyard Gardener said he always makes a way for me.
Amen.
And he does.
Amen.
Yes.
Got chills on that one.
So, Gail Southern Living. Hello.
She's back.
You're back? She said, God, it's good all the time.
Amen. And Miss Gail,
Yes,
I love the
yes.
video you shared of you getting baptized the other day. I thought that was so cool. And man, I loved the way y'all's church did that. And man, just the comfort of the setting there. I thought that was very cool. And the music was great. But I enjoyed that video.
Close these out.
Yeah, I love questions now. May not know a lot about homesteading, but we are learning. We got interested in that during the election, and 2016. I got so fed up with TV, watching the political ads on both sides. I don't want to get political, but both sides irritated the stew out of me. And I'm like, I don't have to watch this. I don't have to watch the commercials that are on TV. I ain't got to watch what's trying to be forced down my throat. And so I went to YouTube and chose what I wanted to watch. And, it's been a life changer for our household.
Boots and Bounty Homestead said, yep, I'm always the odd cookie at the dock too, LOL. I like to keep them on their toes.
I understand.
No. Yeah, Gail's Southern Living. She said our church is awesome, and that her baptism was a few months back.
Yes.
So,
but I watched that video today. That of course got my attention, and I didn't know how y'all were going to do it at first. I couldn't realize that that was a big tub on the ground. But that was cool.
Close these out. Let's see. Boots and Bounty Homestead. I don't watch TV. Yeah.
No.
Indiana Backyard Gardener. When I am up or when I'm down. Hallelujah. Anyhow.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
Homestead Aquarius. Whereabouts are y'all in Alabama, general area?
We are over not far from Talladega, Alabama.
Yeah.
Not far
Central
from
Eastern area.
If you know where
Central
the
Eastern
Talladega
Alabama.
racetrack is, we're not too far from that. So we're halfway in between Birmingham and Atlanta. I grew up on the western side of Birmingham, between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. It's where most of my family still lives over in that area. So we're slowly getting further away.
Blackberry Rock Homestead. What is your favorite tomato?
A fried green one. Alabama's got to be fried, you know.
Trying to think of the name of that one.
You have tried so many different kinds.
I know. I'm not good with the names of them. It was
Kind
of a darker one. It was kind of a black color.
I'm sorry, we just kind of just went on the flow there.
No. Finally got enough internet back. I could listen to what y'all were saying. Y'all did a really good job. Thank you. Carrying my live here. And then I'm listening to y'all and typing in the chat, but I'm waiting because my computer, once it goes down, I have to restart it and wait for it to come back up. Then I have to go into StreamYard and go back to my live on StreamYard and join back in. So it took all that time to do that.
Wow, I believe.
Hello, LG Homestead. Welcome in. Woo, I forgot what I was asking y'all at the time. Oh, why did you start your YouTube channel? There you go.
Okay.
That is a good one. Linda had tried to talk me into it before. I have been doing editing for videos for a while in church, and used to have a pastor that was on the church channel. I used to do his TV shows on it. So she had been on me. I was like, maybe I don't know if we can do that, because I didn't have a lot of self-confidence in myself. What have I got to share with people? I'm learning from you guys. What have I got to share? But before we moved over here, I picked up the phone and I said, honey, I'm going to go over to the new house. We're waiting to close. I said, I'm going to go and film my first video. and that's what we did. And so we got started.
Just kind of started.
It was a process of trying to figure out how to do everything you got to do to start a channel.
Yeah. Well, I didn't start the way everybody does. Everybody starts with this nice little introduction video and all their ducks in a row. Nope, not me. I wanted to film my family's recipe of hot spice tea, and I wanted to share that with everybody. Hello, Swafford Homestead and Simply Jan Homestead. So I filmed it vertical instead of horizontal. And then you could see the fan going in the video, and I was slurring my words a lot because I'm a shy person. So it took me a while to get used to talking to the camera. And videos didn't bother me as much as lives. In the very beginning, I would do and take a deep breath before I started a live. Hello, Patty, the Tinker's wife. Hello, Boots and Bounty Homestead. I know you guys came on while I was trying to get back to my live. But anyway, I'm a shy person. You would have never, ever guessed me to want to do anything talking to people. So
I like being on the other side of the camera. I'd rather be on the other side of the camera and not this side. And, I've got a bad habit of saying It makes me sick.
I do too. Yeah.
Really, Russell, you can do better.
I don't edit that. I don't edit my ums. If it's bad enough, I just restart and do it again. But if it's not that bad, I just let it go. I let it be natural.
Linda says,
I was going
to say, Linda tells me, just edit it out. I said, there wouldn't be nothing left if I.
Oh, yeah. I can edit if it's at the beginning or at the end, but I can't edit the middle.
Yeah.
So if I in the middle, I can't. But if it's close enough to the beginning, I'll restart it. I'll just start the video over and just say what I got to say. Like today, the video I was doing today for tomorrow was kind of a little bit instructional. So I literally had a whole entire paper of instructions down, and I had to be sure I did all of it, because I didn't want to forget anything. Yeah. So you guys might be interested in watching this video. So have you heard of the channel called Tuber Chat?
I
have heard of it. I'm not familiar with it, but I've heard of it.
It's kind of like a grow channel, which is kind of controversial. So I was skeptical at first. I started following them, and mostly for my coupon channel because it's more of a specific. I split off the coupon channel because I wanted people that were learning it to actually want to learn it, not just simply sit through it just to be nice. Hello, Ariel. Yeah. So I separated it because I wanted it to be people who actually want to learn it. And I can see that probably most of them are because it's almost completely women. I mean, there's a few guys on there, but it's almost completely women doing it. But there's a few guys that make comments and stuff. But anyway, but to grow that channel, I was going through this Tuber Chat community, and there's just as many supportive and nice people in that genre as there is in our gardening type community, homesteading gardening community. Yeah. So if you're interested in, that once you get, like our church channel, which is New Destination Church, Breckenridge, they're at about 72 right now. So once we get to 100 on our YouTube channel for the church, they'll get shared out on the homepage. So then the channel will start to grow faster. Yeah. So I'm trying to get my husband to, and I'm not boisterous, so I'm not standing up talking, but I keep trying to tell him, you guys need to be announcing it. You need to be saying in your video, when you're doing your member classes and when every Sunday, and y'all need to be pushing it, because once you get up to 100, they could share you out to Australia, Indonesia, Canada. I mean, all over. You're going to go all over. So you're going to reach a bigger, broader community. So I'm trying to get them to start sharing that. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I'll check out that channel, the Tuber Chat.
Yeah. So
That's fun.
tomorrow, so when I'm doing a shout out video, but in the shout out video, I wanted to also explain, because I've seen some of my friends in this community go in there, but I don't think they know how it works exactly. So I thought maybe I could take the time to explain it in the shout out. So when people go in there, they know kind of how to use it.
That's
But
good.
he's a really smart guy too. So, but I think maybe the purpose of my YouTube channel was God was like preparing me for public speaking. Because in my whole life, that's not ever been something I was interested in. So when I decided that I was going to do the YouTube channel, and I told my husband and my daughters, I didn't know what they were going to say when I said it. I was like, are they going to laugh at me? And I remember I was on vacation and we were visiting Free Handily Made, and I was thinking about it, but I hadn't said it to anyone because I thought people are just going to laugh at me and think I'm silly. And so I got to about maybe 20 on just family and friends. And then I don't think my mom really started taking it seriously until I was maybe about 300 or 500.
Okay.
And then I don't know if my brother really noticed it at all until I hit 1K and said, oh, I'm monetized now. And he's like, whoa, what?
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That got their attention.
Yeah. So he sent me this card and this little garden plaque and a gift card. And I just started bawling because he's my younger brother. But just for him to acknowledge, you know, the accomplishment, or just to acknowledge it in general, I don't know. I just started bawling my eyes out.
Wow.
But anyway, it touched me, I guess.
Sweet. Yes. Very sweet.
Yeah, it did. But he's got a purpose for me. I just need to figure out what it is. I actually can sing too. I just need to be brave enough to actually do it.
Oh, I see you sing.
Yes.
Maybe that's next. I have a Christian song I've been working on, a Lauren Daigle song.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But I might, you know, because they're real weird about music. I might actually just do it on my other channel. Just have like a singing thing where people, it'll be a smaller group of people, but I'll probably share it from this channel so people over here can go over there and watch it. But that way I don't have to worry about it because that channel's not monetized, and I can just go on and just like do a little karaoke thing. And I want to practice. I've been practicing some Christian songs that are for Christmas. So I'm trying to narrow it down to one, and I might post that on this channel, but just leave the monetization off of it. I did a little bit of singing on one of my videos last year, a little Christmas song thing. So,
do you play an instrument or just sing?
Just my voice. My voice is my instrument. I grew up in kind of a poor family, so I wanted to be in band, but my parents couldn't afford an instrument. So they put me in choir. So choir, you know, so singing has always been my instrument, I guess you would say.
Awesome.
And I used to sing in church when I was in high school, but with a sister, not by myself. Yeah, not good with you know, like if I feel like people are, you know, I have my little shy moments, I guess you would say. Let's try to see what else I have written on here. So you've already answered that question. I think I pretty much covered everything on here. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I was going to ask you about you've answered both of mine earlier, about you teaching special needs. What got you into that? And then about your baptism, of course. That was the other one. But
let's see. When I very first moved here, I was working for the hospital doing medical coding and billing. And I didn't want to do that work anymore. I went to school for it. I did it for 13 to 15 years-ish. And I wanted to do something more meaningful. So I prayed for something more meaningful, and it presented itself, this paraprofessional job, which did not pay well at all. It paid very little, but I wanted something meaningful. And I'd always wanted to try to be like a teacher's assistant type person. I always had wanted to try that.
Mhm.
So I applied for it, and I'm good with like, you had to do an essay and resume, all this stuff. I'm really good with like typing and details and stuff like that. So I did well on it, and they, called me in for an interview. They told me how much it was. And I was like, okay, all right. So the first year it was terrible pay, but I wanted to do it because it was meaningful.
Yeah.
And so that's when I started the couponing thing, was to supplement the income that I was not getting my first year as a para. So then the next year I got a raise, and then the next year I got a raise. And I was almost kind of around what I was making at the hospital at that point, because I got a raise every year. But I kept doing the couponing because why not? I already had the process down at that point, but yeah.
That's great.
That's good.
I just wanted to help people, but I really miss those. I really miss those kids.
Oh,
That part I miss. I wish I had not got hurt. Huh?
I said it takes a special person with patience to be able to do that. I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah. I just, I never really got to have kids of my own, because the daughters are my stepdaughters. They're my daughters. Okay. They're the only ones I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
But I never got to have any of my own. So I always had that desire to help kids. So this was like kind of meeting that need that I always had. And I had mainly autistic children, but I also had Down syndrome, just multiple different things. A lot of time they won't really tell you what the diagnosis is because of the laws and stuff. But after all your studies, after a while, you know what they are. You can identify those things because they've taught you all that stuff in your classes. Because you're a lot of times you're taking the same classes that the teachers are taking. Yeah. The same continuing education the teachers are in and the paras are in too. So you're learning what they're learning. So that's awesome.
The homesteading things that we're doing Leah really enjoys. She enjoys the animals. She enjoys being out. And that's one of the reasons we stepped into doing homesteading, was for her. Because if you didn't provoke her to do something, and I don't mean provoke in a bad way, encourage her to do something, she would sit inside the house all day and just not do anything, not even leave her room. She just likes to sit and have her time to herself. And wait, Linda's not going to let that happen. So it's autism is a terrible disease, but at the same time, there's some of the sweetest people that deal with autism. It just amazes me, their hearts and stuff. They're so innocent and honest in the things that they tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're always honest with you. When I go to like the football games and stuff, and I haven't seen the kids in a couple of years, but when I go to the football games is when I normally see them. And one of them saw me, and his eyes just lit up, and he was hugging me, and it was just so cute.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
We've met a whole set of families and people that we probably would have never met, if we didn't have a daughter with special needs. So it's a blessing to be able to meet, all those families that we've met along the way. So all those people. So.
You guys will really, really like my sister-in-law's channel, because she actually has some videos on her journey, on her son's journey, and all that. If you go back like toward the very beginning of her posting, she has some videos on it. She even has some lives on it. It's just if there's stuff you want to learn or.
Well, you would never know she was on the spectrum from that video I watched with you and her today. I would have never known if she had not have said that she was on the spectrum.
Yeah. She's really high functioning, and I guess it's really subtle. Like, I wouldn't have guessed it either. Actually, I wouldn't have guessed it either from talking to her, because a lot of time, I only have my experience from the school to back it with, but most of the kids, they wouldn't look right at your face. They mostly look down like this.
Yeah.
So that was one thing.
Yeah.
And
it's such a guess
I
that's
don't know. There's just a
called
few.
the spectrum. You know, there's such a range of.
Yeah, there's a range. Yeah. And I
Leah
don't know
deals
any
with-
details about hers, or even, I don't even really know what all the different levels and all that are. You know, we just learned the techniques on how to motivate them to get them, you know, to get through their schoolwork, and how to accommodate their schoolwork so that they could get through the things that,
Right.
and then occasionally we have to tell the teacher, hey, this is not something they can do.
Right.
You know, because sometimes it isn't,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
something they can do.
Leah's is anxiety. If there's a new situation come up that she doesn't know about, it puts on so much anxiety for her, and she has to know what's coming next.
Yep.
And that's what she'll focus in on.
Yes,
Better
yes.
have
Even at home,
Better have it.
Don't change it.
even at home. Well, one thing we did was we wrote a schedule
Yeah.
of what we were doing. Like if say if we had a special day, like they had this day where they would go to stations or whatever, and it wouldn't be their normal classes, and it was to give the teachers time to meet with each other. So we would write the schedule of what they would be doing that day to bring down that anxiety of what was coming next. They could just look at the paper, say,
Right.
even if they had a dry erase board, they could check off that one. Okay, done. This one. Okay, well, and then they can look at that and know where they're going next, and so on and so forth. And Freehandly made one thing I do remember from the class is that they said when the person with autism is looking at you, they're not just seeing your face as a whole, they're seeing all the little pieces, all the little tiny pixel details of your face. And so it's so hard for them. They can't concentrate on whatever else is going on in the room because there's like a million little dots of your face, you know, on your face or whatever. So I remember that detail. And it was probably so subtle, Nisi, that I didn't even notice that you were looking here instead of, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
she said she looks at the forehead. Yeah, so.
And it was probably one of her coping techniques too,
Sure.
you know.
With Leah, when she was in school, to focus, she would take her finger and push on her eyeball. She would push on her eyeball and look to turn her head, and that's how she would focus on what somebody was saying and being able to understand.
Yeah.
Took us a while to figure that out. I thought she was hurting her eye, but learned that that's how she focuses in to hear what you're actually saying.
Yeah, and also, and I noticed actually that I do this too. Even when I'm at church, I have some weird quirky things too. Like I'm at church and I'm filling out my paper, you know, filling in the blanks that that they give you. But in between, while I'm listening to help me concentrate, I'm actually drawing too, which looks like I'm not concentrating, but for some reason it helps me concentrate. And I know that's one thing that they do as well, which you think, oh, they're not concentrating, but that helps me to I think mine is like some adult ADD kind of thing, because I'll start something, walk in another room, start something. I'm like, oh, I left a mess on the bed where I was wrapping presents. I go in the other room and do something else, and I come back. I'm like, oh, I forgot about the mess on the bed where I was wrapping presents.
Multitasking.
Yes, I do that too.
Yes. And then I have to go clean that back up, and then I have to go back to anyway. So that's me.
Oh yeah, me too.
Never formally diagnosed with anything, but you know, I have a few little quirks.
Yeah,
Definitely. So.
We all do.
But yeah, I've enjoyed having you guys on, getting to know you guys.
We have too.
If you have any videos of yours you want me to share, you're welcome to ask me, or any questions I can help you with. You're probably more tech savvy than I am, but I've learned little things along the way, and I try to teach back the little things that I learned, because what I think is such a small detail, nobody needs to know that. There's somebody out there that does need to know that. Like Chris's Clever Craft. So I taught how to set up feature channels on your homepage to feature channels that you're shouting out or or whatever. And Chris's Clever Craft said, "Oh, I followed your video." And I looked and I was like, "Oh, wow, he's set it all up even really, really nice." So I was like, "Oh, well, maybe I can teach something to somebody." So that really, really made me feel good. And then somebody shared some kind of video where I was teaching something else. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of surprised. I think it's because my mind is so simple that when I teach it back, I'm teaching it from my simple perspective.
Yeah.
And I can only follow certain people's videos on how to do things because it's the words they use. They have to kind of level it down a little bit for me. So, but Bush Tech is a really good channel for some techie type videos. He has videos on thumbnails and some stuff like that. And Lori's World also does some techie stuff too. So
okay. Well, thank you for having us. We've really enjoyed it, and thank you.
I enjoyed getting to know you guys too.
Really
and it's funny how you're so busy and you don't realize you don't even really know somebody that well until I start watching your videos. And I'm like, these are really cool people. I should have been following them more closely all along.
You don't know a whole lot, but learning.
But I'm I know you guys now, and I'll be following y'all closer now to see what's going on when you get your meat chickens and your other chickens you're going to add and all that stuff. So. And I love the pig. I love the little pig video. I was like, oh, piggy. I watch all these videos. I want pigs. I want goats. I want rabbits. Of course, I can't have everything because I have a small backyard. But yeah, like Logan plays the tablet. Okay. For a second, I thought they were saying Logan was in the chat, but they're talking about somebody, maybe one of their kids. But yeah, so you currently are a preacher, like you go and preach like on Sundays, and
I'm the media pastor at RCF, is Restoration Christian Fellowship in Warrior. Don't know why God had me go there. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from our house. That's God opened up the doors, and I knew in my spirit that's where I was supposed to be. So I helped them out the best I can. Only really go there on Wednesdays and Sundays, but I try to help the pastor out any way I can. And it's been a great fit. Actually, this is not pat myself on the back because I had nothing to do with it, but since I've been there, it's a small church, about 150, but I've probably had the opportunity to lead 10 or 12 people to the Lord in that amount of time. So that's my passion right there. Is being able to pray with people and to teach people. And so I guess that's why he sent me there. And most of the work I do for him, I can do here at the house on the internet, on their social media stuff. So
my husband does the media room at our church. He sets up like the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or whatever, all they do, the details. And I've kind of showed him some of the YouTube stuff. He asks me questions occasionally, but he figures a lot of stuff out on his own. But he's been doing that at this church for a while. So, but I remember my first time to ever lead someone to Christ. I kept trying not to follow the steps he was telling me. And he was like, invite her for lunch. Oh, I don't have time. The house is a mess. Finished lunch. It's like, oh, well, this and that. And I just kept making excuses. So finally I called her on the phone and I said, we're gonna decorate with some fall stuff outside. Do you want to come over and help us? She's like, sure. So I went and got her and brought her over the house. We did the decorating. After the decorating was over, we sat down at the table and we were having a conversation. And that's when she said that she would like to, she would like to be saved. And she was telling me what she believed and all this stuff. And so I just started leading her through it. And it's like, the whole time he was knocking and he was talking to me and he was telling me what to do. And I always thought, how am I going to know what to do when it's time to do it or what to say? But he was telling me what to say and when to say it. And even when I tried to not do it, he still was pushing me, pushing me,
Yes.
pushing me. And so that was awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You'll never
My
forget
story.
that either. Hey,
That's
hold on
awesome.
to that. That's a testimony. And
Yeah.
you're going to have other opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
No, I know
Definitely
so.
have
I
a path.
know so.
That-
I
what's
said,
that?
I know so that you are. I
Yeah.
know you're going to have other opportunities.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people here on YouTube that we're supposed to that we're supposed to talk to and we're supposed to guide and stuff like that. So even the people on YouTube, he's putting specifically with us, meaning y'all and me, that we're supposed to talk to about things. So
That's the whole gist behind Seed Faith Homestead. Even if it's just a little seed of faith that you plant, God's going to make it grow. It's up to me just to plant that seed, and God does the rest. And so it's not in my hands.
yeah, I was asked, why do you do at the very beginning, why do you do so many shout outs? I said, well, it's just me showing God's love in the YouTube world, me showing God's love. I'm trying to help these small channels to grow. So that's just what I do. I try to help people. I try to mentor people on here too. I've actually mentored 2 people last year. Both of those channels have managed to grow, and they're both doing fine now. Picked up a new channel to mentor. I don't ever talk about their names or anything like that, but just helping people. I like helping people. So
it's part of the fruit of the Spirit. And some people across YouTube world are turned off by this conversation and stuff, but that's okay. I love them just as much as I love you, and it's not going to change who I am.
I'm sure I've lost a lot of people speaking my opinion about things, but I try to live by and I had a little tag phrase that I said on my channel, but I think I want to change it. And this is what I want to change it to, something like this: God's love always. If you're trying to decide what to do about a specific thing, if you approach it with God's love always, there's your answer right there. Because a little thing came up with the family, God's love always. Okay, this is, exactly what God wants you to do. A little thing came up on YouTube where I was like, is this a moral thing to do or not? God's love, and so if I keep going back to that, you always know what you're supposed to do. Right. And there shouldn't be a question. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm not perfect, but I try. I try to put out positivity and try to love people and help people and all that.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate that.
All righty. Well, I've enjoyed
talking about God. You'll never get me off here now.
I've enjoyed talking to y'all. If you guys ever see me doing an open panel chat and you feel like you want to come up and talk or whatever, you're welcome anytime.
We appreciate that.
Come up and chat. Hello, Abby. I don't know if I said
hello to you.
Yeah.
What's that?
So we actually know how to do it now. So
yeah, you guys did great. Y'all didn't have any echoing or anything. And even when I accidentally ended up gone,
you went to get something to eat.
Yeah. Have y'all ever done a live on your channel?
No, we have not.
We haven't.
We're trying to decide at what point do we do that.
Yeah.
With subs and all. How many subs do we need?
I did my first at 50 subs.
Did you?
Okay.
I was terrified though. Terrified. And then after I did one, I didn't do one again for months. It terrified me. Yeah, and I would have to talk myself into it every time. I was like, oh, this is horrible. I hate it. I feel like I'm talking to myself. But StreamYard makes it better because if there's a lull in the conversation, the other person can say something. And so then, you're not feeling like you have to fill out every little gap of the silence or whatever. So it's good. Yeah. Definitely recommend StreamYard.
Okay.
I've heard that from several people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And then once you get on it, if you need some help, how to use it and stuff, just kind of let me know when you're going to try your first one so I can kind of help you on how to do it and stuff. So
I appreciate that very much. And
Thank you.
We'll take you up on it. So
yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I've had some other people that I've helped them on on their live. And some people, I didn't even know I was going to be helping them, but they were on there and they were trying to do something. I was like, well, push this and push that. And they're like, oh, thank you. And I was like, yeah. But you're trying to remember when you're in chat, and it's easier to explain when you can see everything.
Yeah.
You can't see everything when you're on. But yeah, I like lives better when there's other people up to talk to. So
yeah.
Well, we have definitely enjoyed it. We appreciate you allowing us this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
you
guys.
And we'll stay in the chat, but I guess we'll leave the
Okay.
line.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Gail.
Thank you.
Bye. All righty. I am going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up and talk for a little while. Oh, that's right. It probably started my live all the way over, didn't it? Because it says I have 36. I've only been on for 36 minutes. And I know it's got to be longer than that. Yes, it was nice to meet them. If I have a moderator, if you'll put up the link for Seed Faith Homestead. Ariel, are you a mod on this channel? You are not a mod on this channel. Huh. I can look over at my phone and see who's a mod. Okay, I made a couple of new mods. What do you guys have? Do you guys have plans for Thanksgiving? We're just going to go about an hour away to my hometown to see family and stuff. Yes, I really enjoyed the visit with Seed Faith Homestead. Really nice people. My first time to really get to talk to them, so that's cool. If you guys are interested in doing this get to know them with Gail section, if you will send an email to the email that's coming across, that's scrolling across the screen, I can set up a interview with you guys. And I'm usually doing these on Mondays, but occasionally if Monday is not good for you, I could set it up for like a Friday evening. So, and I don't have one for next week. So if anybody is available, that would be cool. This was the last one I officially had set up ahead of time. I do have a one of those quickie interview things with Country Mama Musings at 9:30. If y'all want to come by and see me embarrass myself, because you know she can ask me really fast questions and I'm going to say really silly stuff. So that ought to be fun. I definitely want to set up a karaoke thing, but I think I'm going to probably do it off of my coupon channel because it's not monetized. So if you're not friends with my coupon Gail channel and you want to hear me sing, be sure to turn the bell on for that so you can see the live where I come up and sing. So I will surprise you guys one day. But I've actually been practicing a few songs for a while, so I do like singing. Yes, that's an awesome channel. I'm glad I had them up here. Really sweet people. Good people. Yeah, Homestead Aquarius. I was asking him if they knew your channel earlier because you're in Alabama, and I know you and My Alabama Farm Life are both in Alabama. I need to look at the chat from my phone because it goes a lot faster. Joe. Thank you, Joe, for always saying nice things about me in the tuber chat thing. That's cool. Because you said it so much in the chat that today Kevin at Tuber Chat actually said what you said out loud. That was funny. But tomorrow I'm going to put out a video on this channel and maybe on the Coupon Gail channel as well. I'm going to put out a video about how Tuber Chat works. So if you've never gone on to Tuber Chat before, be looking for that video. It's basically an instructional video on how to use the channel to help grow your channel. So, yes. And if you're not registered for Garden State Gardener's Grow Light giveaway on Wednesday night, go to his channel and watch that video and put a comment so that you're, yes, thumbs up, guys, so that he'll be sure to put you on the wheel for that. So it sounds like it's a good set of grow lights. So I'm actually wanting to purchase some more grow lights myself. I have the grow lights from the Vineyard Chicks on my top shelf, but there's actually a little bit more room on the bottom shelf, and I could put another one there. It's like a baker's rack type of thing. But anyway, Garden State Gardener, I think the Vineyard Chicks might be going to send me some Peter pepper seeds to grow. Hi, Mona, sifting some soil. And I have the pepper seeds from Cosmic Cultivators. So I'll be growing 2 different ones, but I'll mark them to where I can tell have the grow lights for over 4 years, didn't change a light yet. Awesome. I've only used my grow lights for a few months. Earlier this year, after my greenhouse blew away. I used them for a few months. And it did help. It did help my tomatoes and peppers and stuff that were under there. But I definitely have a better idea based on last year what specific things I want in there for the growing season. Tomatoes do really well. Peppers, I didn't do well with peppers this year, honestly, but I'm going to try to grow them over winter and see how I do. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to grow some lettuce under the grow light. And then on the front porch, I'm going to grow kale in my Miracle Grow bag. They are not from me, Gail Southern Living. What is not for you? What is not for you, Homestead Aquarius? They are not for me. Hi, Lou. How are you? Let me see. Change the view again. Okay.
Oh, that's better.
He said they are not for me. I don't know what he's talking about in his comment there. I'm going to have 3 different registration videos. I will make each video in early January. Peppers need a heat mat. Yes, I have 2 heat mats. Garden State Gardener, I already have my heat mats ordered. I already have 2 of them.
Hold on. Let me.
Okay, so I'm not going to be starting your peppers yet, and I don't know when. I don't know when Cosmic Cultivators is doing theirs either. I don't know. I need to get kind of a time frame when they're going to start. Maybe since both of y'all aren't starting your thing right now, maybe I'll just do some jalapenos or something. I've had a terrible year with peppers. Did you get any peppers to grow, Luann?
No, I sure didn't get any peppers to grow whatsoever.
Everybody was just handfuls and handfuls and handfuls of peppers. I'm like, but I did have a lot of tomatoes. I mean, a lot of tomatoes.
I had a few. The bugs got mine.
I didn't have a bunch, but they weren't big, but I had a ton of them.
Yeah, I had a few of the Jet Star tomatoes. That did pretty well, but the rest of them didn't do very well. So.
You know what did well for my tomatoes this year? I grew some basil with them. I'd never done that before. And something about the basil masked the smell of the tomatoes, and they didn't attack it. There were a few that were attacked a little bit, and usually if I could see something on them, I would just throw them out for the chickens. But
Okay.
That did really well. The section where I had tons of basil with the tomatoes, I haven't seen not one insect over there at all that's touched the tomatoes. However, the section where I had just a little bit of basil, some of those, not all, but a few of those had some spots in them where some kind of worm or some kind of something attacked them. But
yeah, the
I had two
hornworms.
different sets of tomatoes. One section was covered with basil all around it. The other section just had a little bit of basil. So
I might have to try that next year.
A lot of basil. Yep, try basil. Basil.
Yeah.
But basil does have a really strong smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Basil helps tomato a lot. Yeah, it does. This is my first year with that. So definitely recommend growing basil with your tomatoes to keep the bad stuff away. And I've always grown marigolds with my squash to keep the squash bugs down. My squash did great, but all of a sudden there were those, what are they called? Caterpillars.
I had problems with aphids. Aphids were attacking my squash. I got maybe one or two, and that was it.
But they did great. I had tons of squash. They did awesome. And then all of a sudden, bam.
Yep.
It was like a specific part of the year hit when those specific worms attacked my garden.
It's probably during the summer.
Yeah, like late in the summer, because I had tons of them. I mean, I had tons and tons of them. And I had patty pan squash. I had zucchini squash. My yellow squash I actually had in a different area.
Okay. Well, I know last year my squash, I was, had a lot of yellow squash. So.
I had a lot of, I had more, mostly zucchini. Secondary would be yellow squash, and then third would be the patty pan. I got the patty pan squash from Seed Faith Homestead.
I've never grown patty pan. So
yeah, I didn't harvest any seeds for that. But I have. If there's any seeds you need, Luann, just let me know. I could probably send you some.
Okay.
If you want to do a little seed
I grew a mystery
year?
seed. I grew a mystery seed last year.
Ooh, mystery seed.
Yeah. It was. I got it from Urban Girl Kiki, and it turned out to be a spaghetti squash. So.
Ooh, I want to try spaghetti squash. I seen the Everyday Life of the OCD-ish chick. I think it was her who was cooking up some spaghetti squash, like spaghetti. And I've had that before. It's really good. I would like to try that next year. I'm going to try to see if I can find someone who has seeds for that. Or maybe I can order some from somewhere. Ooh, or goodness, I'm being attacked by a small kitten. She's digging her claws into my skin, my actual skin.
Oh,
ooh, yeah, brutal.
Well, I know I made the spaghetti squash. I only harvested one before the bugs got to the vine, and I cut it in half and put ground beef and cheese. And husband said, "Well, you got to grow some more of that next year." So
I had to get something to protect myself with.
Them cat claws are bad.
Yeah. She's still young, she's still, Curly Sue is still pretty young. So, yeah. So, Free Handling Maid said she's buffering. Man, did you see me get kicked on my live earlier?
Yes, I did. That was funny.
They did
to a point. To a point.
They did a really good job carrying it. I don't know what all they talked about because it took me a while to get it on. But once I got there, Oh, I can't be yawning. I can't be yawning. I'm supposed to go on Country Mama Musings in about.
No, you can't be yawning. That's contagious.
I have to at 9:30. I have a live with Country Mama Musings. I'm doing one of those Country Mama quickie interview things.
Uh-huh.
So,
I'm shocked I'm not buffering whatsoever because I'm tethered to my phone. So
when are we going to set up your interview, Miss Luann?
anytime.
Anytime. So
Anytime. Yep.
email you a date.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. I will.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else on my calendar. I think this was the last date I had set up.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind doing Aerial Viking Venturer either. Mona. I need to have Mona up here. Ooh, Garden State Gardener. He's so busy. It would be hard to catch a time.
It would be hard to catch him. He is so busy.
Yeah. Definitely. But I think I've done most of the people on this chat. I haven't done an interview with Sifting Some Soil, but I have had her up on my live before.
Okay.
Mona. Nice lady.
Well, I thought I'd see if I could get on here, so I'm proud of myself. I did it.
If I had my tripod, I would have already had my cookies made.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find my small tripod because I need for people to be able to see what I'm doing. See my hands.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But I already know what recipe I'm making. But it's all basic ingredients that you normally would have. I used to always have to buy butter when I made this recipe, but now I use strictly butter, so I don't have to buy butter anymore because I always have it. So,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to make another set of cookies for tomorrow. I've never made with this recipe, and I'm like, well, I'll try it. So
yeah, I
it
had
has
your
dates,
video playing earlier while I was
so.
cleaning.
Yeah.
And then Shannon, I was surprised Shannon's already put out her video.
Yeah.
And she called out three channels as well. So should be. And I went ahead and just said through the end of January that way. I mean, not January, December.
Yeah.
I was starting to say the 25th, and I thought, well, just make it the end of the month.
End of the month. Yeah.
End of the month. That makes
the day before New Year's.
Yep, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, it'll pretty much be December 25th, pretty much, but just for the official date. But yeah, I have one recipe I know for sure I'm making.
Looking forward to those cookies, Jan.
I got to think of one more cookie that I haven't done for this channel. Because I've already done snickerdoodles, so I don't want to do snickerdoodles again. But somebody else is welcome to do snickerdoodles. You will have my first interview when things slow down for me. Yay! I get to be Garden State Gardener's first interview. Awesome! Oh, I'm gonna have some good questions for you, Joe. Just wait. I'm gonna start preparing them now so I can have them ready. Yeah, Joe is awesome. Joe is one of my favorite channels. He makes me laugh, and he always puts me in a good mood, and he's always joyful and sweet and giving.
And eating those jelly beans.
I know. Yep, he is awesome. I am a fan of Joe at Garden State Gardener.
Yes, I am too.
I just like watching the show, and I really haven't won anything for a while, but that's okay. I don't mind. I just like being there, moderating and listening, and just being in there where all the fun is going on. So
yeah,
I'm just a fan. I would go there even if he wasn't giving anything away. I'd go just because I like Joe's personality. So
yeah, I think I've gone there a couple times on the fun days where I didn't even watch the video. I was just there supporting him.
Yeah.
like that
Wow.
idea. I like that, Joe.
Oh boy. Well, you could just send them to my husband and let him pick out the yucky ones, like how you do. That would be cool. That would be cool to do for his interview.
That would
In
be very
between,
cool.
in between, we stop and he gives me yucky jelly beans, and we see if my expressions are as funny as Joe's expressions, because his expressions are hilarious. Stink
Yes,
bug
they are.
seems to be the worst one
Oh yeah.
of all, but there's a few other ones he makes some pretty good faces too. I don't know if I've ever had. I think I've had like a prank gum before, but I don't think I've ever had. I don't think I've ever had any of those weird jelly bean flavors. You needed a bucket yesterday for vomiting.
When my girls were little, now they bought a box of them, and between the two of them, they would try them. So they really didn't have really good making good faces. So
Yeah, I tried to. I looked about ordering some, and there's not that many of the yucky flavors. There's actually more good flavors than there is yucky flavors in those. I thought there would be a box of just the yucky flavors, but there isn't.
well, I know I found a box and it has several different flavors, but not all. So
Oh, and I think the one.
quit yawning.
I know. I think the one I saw was Jelly Belly brand. Jelly
Yeah,
Belly.
that's the ones we seen was Jelly Belly.
I think I was looking on Amazon. And you know
Yeah.
what? If you see something you want on Amazon, you better get it, because it will be gone right out from under you.
Yep.
There was something I was going to order for a gift. Gone. Nowhere to be
Sheesh.
found. I was so mad.
Sheesh.
But yeah, I had won that. I'd won that Amazon card, so I actually ordered myself something. So this is only my second time to order stuff from Amazon. I think that means I'm really hi, Spotless Calm. How are you? I
Didn't
think
know
that
Harry
means I'm
Potter
really
had
out of date.
jelly beans.
Huh?
I didn't know Harry Potter had jelly beans.
Yeah, Spotless Calm is one of my friends from the Tuber Chat community.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I was saying there's some good people out there in the Tuber Chat community. You just gotta, you know. So I have my video coming out tomorrow about Tuber Chat. So I kind of explain it.
Okay.
Have you figured out how to use it, Lou?
Not really. So I'm looking forward to watching your video tomorrow.
Oh,
So
good. So what it is I wanted to do a shout out, but I said instead of just doing a shout out, let me do a video explaining how to use it. That way, when people go there from the homesteading community, they'll know how to use it. Because I've noticed a few people in there lately, and they're in there saying hi, but they don't realize the rest of it, of how all that works. So
yeah.
Sifting some soil. It is a connect and grow channel. And I will be putting out a video on what Tuber Chat is and how it works and how you use it tomorrow. And it will be a shout out, but a detailed shout out. So, yeah, that way you can see how, and it works because I've gone in there after, like, say if I went today and then tomorrow I go back on Tuber Chat, I'm still connected to that person.
Okay.
Every time I go in, but I'm always searching channels. I'm like, after a while though, you can't remember which ones you've gone to, especially if you have two channels, it gets a little bit confusing. So I'll type in the name to see if I'm, if they're red or if they're not red. Do I need to make friends with them or not? So, but yeah. We gotta start searching your channel more, because your channel still does not come up with the little icon thing where it shows how many videos you have. Yours doesn't do that. It comes up videos you're in, but it doesn't come up with that little thing that comes at the beginning.
Okay.
So I think we still need to, put you on the search algorithm. I did put in your hashtag Blackberry Rock Homestead the other day.
Yes.
And it looks like a lot of your videos are in there. I don't know if all of them are, but there's quite a bit in there. But definitely for you new channels, I recommend that occasionally you hashtag your own name, your own channel name, so that you can see if anyone's included you in anything, because it's really embarrassing if someone shouted you out 3 months ago and you just now found out.
And yes.
That happened to me, and I just wanted to crawl up under the table because I was so embarrassed. But yes, if you guys would put up the link to Spotless Calm to welcome them into our into this live, since I haven't seen them in my live before, so that's cool. But yeah, and also in your description box, the very first thing in your description box of every video should be hashtag your channel name.
Yes.
Hashtag Gail's Southern Living.
Yes.
Then you go into your specifics.
Okay.
Of gardening or cooking or the specific thing you're cooking, chicken and dumplings or whatever. Only time I make a difference on that is if it's a short. If it's a short, I'll do hashtag short before I'll do Gail's Southern Living.
Okay.
But that's the only time I make an exception on that. The reason you do that is so that and I'm not telling you because you already know, but the reason you put hashtag your channel name in is so that right after your video plays, if they don't stop it, it'll play another one and another one and another one until they stop. So instead of watching one video,
they watch a whole bunch.
2 or 3 or 4 channels. Like if they walked away from their computer, it might be playing for an hour before they get back. They're dealing with the child, or they had to go feed the chickens, or
milk the goats.
They get distracted. They're checking on their laundry or whatever. And so that's why you do that. You do it for repeat, so that it'll repeat.
Thank you.
Play another video and another video. So good night, Wendy, Hardneck Farms. Thank you for coming in. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad that you're in here.
Oh, what's going on? Cat.
What is going on?
Yep.
What is going on is this right here. You see this right here? This is what a naughty kitty looks like. He looks like this. Curly.
And he's like who? No, not me. No, I'm innocent.
Yeah. You think you're innocent? You're trying to look innocent and cute? Yeah.
Yep.
Looks are deceiving. Yeah. She's a little hellion.
Well, I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody, and give you time to go to the next one. So, see y'all later.
All right. Bye, Luann.
God bless.
Thank you for coming up. I will email you on the date for your interview. If anybody else is interested in doing an interview for Get to Know Them with Gail, send me an email. And I will set that up with you to do an interview with you. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live because I have another live to go on myself where I'm going to be interviewed by Country Mama Musings tonight at 9:30 Central. I have to make sure of the time, but I think it's 9:30 Central. Maybe it's 8:30 Central. I need to double check that. All right. Thank you guys for coming on. If you have time, you're not busy, come by Country Mama Musings and check out my quickie interview with Country Mama Musings, Alicia, because I'm sure it will be pretty funny. Bye, guys. Later. Thank you for coming in.